Hello everyone and welcome to a game called Soul of Winter. Soul of Winter is a game about a bunch of seasonal gods trying to figure out how to save the humans from an eternal winter. This is such a huge concept for a story. I want to see how they incorporate it into this visual novel. So let's go ahead and start the game and figure out what we're getting ourselves into. Okay. The cove of the Tree of Life was cold. Small snow crystals drifted down from the leaves, coating the ground in a light icy sheen. The Queen of Spring, Julia, sat at the central table, her hands folded in her lap. Her lips were pursed into a pensive grimace as she stared at the dancing figures on the wooden tabletop. A taller woman stepped into the cove, yawning. "Why is it so cold? I thought surely you'd have the room warmed up for me." Elaine, good morning." "Julia, it's cold. Why is it cold?" "I thought you were going to talk to Savania about this." Julia sighed. The cove had been near freezing since the death of Sylvia's mortal beloved, Peter. It was starting to become unbearable. Even the Queen of Spring was numb some mornings with cold. "I tried. Her temper is frightening, to say the least. That doesn't excuse the fact that she's putting millions in danger. When was the last time you were able to replenish the soil?" "A while." "Or Nadia was able to bring a harvest. They've been subsisting? I don't know how to say that. Off the stores and scant animal meat for a while now, I know. You don't need to remind me of these things." "Clearly I do, because if no one does, you won't realize how much of a problem this is." "I'm sorry, this music, man. This music is really getting to me, because, it's really hard to read over it and concentrate with this music playing. It is so, it's, really fast-paced, and, I don't know. When I'm reading, I feel like I need, a calmer atmosphere. So I need to turn down this music in my headset to read this properly, because it's really throwing me off. Because if no one does, you won't realize how much of a problem this is. I know it's a problem. Do you think I like sitting here watching my flowers die in droves? This isn't pleasant for me at all. But every time I try to talk to her, the winter freeze just gets stronger. Maybe you're not trying hard enough. I'm finding your doubt very rude, Elaine. You've always been in too much of a softie. You need to be more firm with her. She's always had a strong spirit. But it's just going to get stronger if you let her triumph over you. I'm just afraid of the consequences if I try to push her too hard. What if we sent Aunt Nadia to talk to her? Do you think that will work?" "It would, at least bringing her back to the tree. Yeah, wouldn't it? If written messages aren't getting to her, nor conversations from you, maybe sending Nadia to bring her here would get across the fact that we need to meet with her. Plus, Nadia can survive the cold better than you or I." "This is true. Would you go wake the young one, then?" "Of course." Elaine stepped out into the lobby of the Tree of Life and headed down one of the hallways that circled the area. She knocked on a door embossed with golden maple leaves. "Nadia, are you awake?" There's no response. Elaine slowly pushed the door open. The room inside was dark, and Nadia was asleep in her bed, piled high with pillows. With the turn of the seasons on pause while Savania was grieving, Nadia hadn't woken out of her hibernation for a long time, as the autumnal process has not been given a chance to begin. Elaine crossed the dark room and nudged Nadia's shoulder a few times until the redhead stirred. "Nadia, it's time to wake up." "No, it's still cold." "Julia and I want you to visit Savania and try to bring her back." "Huh? Why me?" Neither of us had good success. I'll try, I guess. Come out to the lobby once you're ready. What lobby? I want to see the room, the lobby, everything. Nadia found it unbearably cold in her room, and took a while to actually rouse fully. The woven blankets of her bed were comfier than the snow boots and the scarf she had to don to protect herself from the chill. I don't know what you guys think I'll be able to do. Well, you can handle the cold better than either of us. That doesn't mean I'm not cold. I know, but also, you're the most recently reincarnated. Having a younger face might get her to listen to you. I don't know if that will work. So, you're using me as the child in the divorce relationship to get something you want? Nadia, it's for the greater good. People are dying in droves from the sickness and starvation because of her freeze. I wouldn't ask you to do this if it wasn't our last resort. I can't make any promises, you know that. I know, but it's better than not trying at all. Right. Well, I'll be back either with or without her. Good luck, dear. Nadia stepped through the portal into the wall that led into the snowy tundra where Savannah's mortal domain resided. I'm gonna see if the music changed. Oh, there's no music now. A staggeringly formidable ice castle greeted her, and a flurry of snowflakes made her cheeks sting. She pulled her scarf a little tighter and trekked up the stairs towards the large entry doors to knock. Savannah, it's me, Nadia. The door swung open inwards, creaking on unused hinges. Nadia slowly stepped inside, staring around at the entryway. Her face reflected in the icy surfaces of the walls and columns and made her feel dizzy. Nadia, scribe of autumn, bringer of the harvest and crops, and rememberer of the desolation, what brings you to my domain? This kind of looks like Elsa from, that one movie that we all know, the Let It Go movie. Savannah's voice was booming as it echoed around the chamber. Nadia looked up to see her standing at the balcony overlooking the foyer. Savannah, maiden of winter, mistress of the ice and snow, and mother of the north wind, I have come to seek her counsel. What is it that you seek from me? I seek to, Savannah, you know I'm no good at these formalities. The maiden cracked a smile. I know, I'm teasing. You should really learn them at some point, though. I know, it's just a lot to remember. You knew my full title as well. I hear it in my dreams. Oh? The cold has kept me asleep for a long time, and I have dreams of an impending doom and coming tragedy, and, rememberer of desolation in my title is quite telling. I see. And I assume in your dreams it is my fault. Well, I wouldn't quite say that. Do not beat around the bush, Nadia. You have come to bring me back to the Tree of Life so that Julia and Elaine can try and heal me of my grief. Is that right? Yes, that is correct. Well then, tell them I won't be coming back. Not now and not ever. Not ever. I will not leave this plane until I know those that have wronged me have suffered into the greatest extent. Savannah, you are killing so many people in the process. I have done nothing but deliver karma. They brought this upon themselves. You've been keeping the storm going for years. Don't you think it's enough? Have you checked to see if the people you're angry at are dead? They must be at this point, considering the centuries that have passed. What about their children, their great-grandchildren? No babies could survive this blizzard. Humans are resilient, and you are painfully stubborn. It comes with the title. Savannah. Nadia pulled an old journal out from her pocket of her coat. The binding was frayed and the gold on the front was tarnished, signaling its age. Don't recite ancient law to me. I do not have the stomach for it. It's not that. There's a spell. A spell? Yes, it's an old spell that hasn't been used in millennia. Show me. Nadia flipped open the book. and handed it to Savanya when it fell to a 2-page spread of neatly written words. It's an ancient necromancy spell that can bring the dead back. One of Julia's previous reincarnations forbade us to use it in the wake of poor judgment. Maybe they'd be willing to make an exception, but I can't make any promises. Nadia, you know necromancy is forbidden magic. It's forbidden for mortal use. Look, Nadia pointed to the passage in the book. This particular spell requires the presence of all 4 seasonals. It's not shoddy mortal magic. And as I've said before, it's been used enough to have been banned by name. You are breaking so many rules proposing this to me. But would you stop the freeze if you could bring Peter back? The silence that echoed around the chamber was deafening. Savanya stood very still, staring down at the spell in the old book. You think Julia would be willing to try? She's desperate enough. Savanya closed the book slowly and handed it back to Nadia. Fine. I will come back to the delegate this option, but if I'm denied, you will come back and continue exacting revenge on human bloodlines. I know. The two vacated the ice castle and Savanya waved the doors closed behind them. Nadia opened the portal back to the cove, and the two stepped through. Somehow, the chilly interior of the cove was warmer than the frozen earth Savanya had been residing. Ah! The music's back! No! Julia then looked relieved beyond measure with the two reappearing. Savanya, you're back. It's so good to see you. Let's skip the niceties. I'm here for business and business only. Right, of course. So have you agreed to thaw the freeze? On one condition. Nadia held out the spell book. I told her about a spell. A spell? It's an old spell from reincarnations ago. Then why would you even bring it up as an alternative, Nadia? I thought it could be a good option. Not only is necromancy a heavily frowned upon magic, but you propose we utilize a spell that has caused us seasonals nothing but grief. Julia, please. No, I will not accept this. Give me that. Julia snatched the book out of Nadia's hand, and the smaller woman flinched back to the apparent rage. You may be the scribe of seasonals, this is true, but that does not give you the right to actually use any of the knowledge. Then what's the point in having it? Remembering is the important part. What is going on? Why are all of you shouting? Elaine is a tone guard, was the tallest and the loudest of the 4 of them, and immediately the cove fell silent as she re-entered from her bedroom. Elaine, thank the seasons, where have you been? My room. Where else? It's freezing in here, and I'm not built to handle this weather. Well, could you please talk some sense into these two? We cannot use this spell. I forbade it years ago. Elaine took the book from Julia and looked at the spell. I didn't even know we still had this written anywhere. I kept recording it. Why? I'm the scribe, Julia. That's my job. Savanya, the Maiden of Winter, looked up from where she was dusting snowflakes from the table. Would you stop this eternal winter if we brought Peter back? Yes, absolutely. I just want him back. Elaine nodded. Then I agreed to use this spell. One time. Just this once. We cannot break. Savanya loves Peter, Julia, with all of her heart. Can't you see that? Can you not see how much pain this has caused her? Your focus is so narrow on the humans that you have forgotten to fathom how much Savanya has been suffering without him. Please, I just wanted to be with him again. I also agreed to use this spell. Julia stared at the 3 of them in disbelief, knowing she was outvoted. Deep down, she knew this was the only option to saving the mortals, even if she didn't want to take it. Fine, we are all in agreement. We will use this spell once more to bring Peter back. Nadia, prepare the spell. The scribe nodded and went to prepare the necessary diagrams to conduct the spell. Julia turned to Savanya. Know that this is an exception. I know. I'm doing this on the promise that you will stop killing the humans with your cold once he comes back. Yes, I know. I can't believe Nadia even proposed this as an option. I'm glad she did. I'm sure. Would you two cut it out? I've spent nearly 600 years without your bickering, and I plan to keep it that way. Nadia Summer ain't having any of that. Summer is out of this drama. Nadia nudged them all out of the way as she drew with chalk on the ground. Sylvania used a small gust of wind to clear the falling snow away. Nadia then sat at a pedestal in front of one of the 4 circles, each placed in a cardinal direction, so that she could set. That kind of goes into the thing, and I don't really know how to read it, so we're just gonna go ahead. The winter seasonal stands at the northernmost circle, the summer seasonal opposite her, and the spring seasonal stands in the east circle. Now everyone joins hands to close the circle. Your hands are so cold, Sylvania. Oh, sorry. Just let me turn up my body temperature. I will sunburn both of you. Hush! Nadia read the words of the spell out of the book, furrowing her brows in concentration. A light wind blew through the cove, sending snowflakes scattering over the circle. Then they started to gather in the center, spinning faster and faster as Nadia continued to chant the spell. A golden light appeared on Sylvania's chest, pulsating in time with her heartbeat. It grew in brightness as a similar light appeared in front of each of the other seasonals, beating faster and faster as each one appeared. They started to spin, creating a circle of golden light that ran along the inside of their connected arms. Then Nadia chanted at the last syllable of the spell. The circle of light shrank suddenly, capturing a flurry of snowflakes blowing in the wind. The seasonals broke their circle as they shielded their eyes from the binding light that made the whole cove of the Tree of Life burn with it. Hopefully the Tree of Life ain't burning down, but here we go. When the light faded, the Tree of Life had been thawed. Flowers bloomed among the floating light that hung in the leaves, and vines grew up from the seams in the wall and floor. In the center of the circle stood a redhead, unfamiliar to all but Sylvania. Peter! Sylvania! The two embraced. Sylvania, the first to step out of the circle formation. The Maiden of Winter hugged him tight, tears streaming down her face as joy and relief flooded her chest. You found me. I missed you. I missed you so much. I know. Shh. I know you did, love. You mean to tell me you still haven't got married? Oh, and that's it. That's the soul of winter. So it was very quick. It was a very quick solution. And it makes me wonder why they didn't do that sooner. They had to wait. They had to let her suffer for decades, destroying and going after the people who have killed her love, only for them to just be like, oh yeah, we can bring him back to life. Yeah, almost forgot about that. Jesus, that's cruel. I mean, I guess it's Spring's fault, really, because if they could have done this the whole time, but Spring was being stubborn, and she was like, no, we can't bring those people back to life. Ugh. But bro, nothing happened except he came back to life. There were no consequences to bringing him back to life, so why is that banned? I just want to know. And also, it has charm. That's what it does have. The story does. It's such a big problem, though, to just squeeze into this one little story and then just solve it all like that. It was really quick. And, here you go. Here's the problem. Here's the solution. The end. What I did really like is the drawings of the settings. The setting drawings, whoever did that, really good. I like that. The art was really nice. I also liked the little characters that were made. Super cute. I just have some criticisms about the writing and definitely that music. Oh my god. Whoever chose that song, man. Whoever made that song, yeah, it would be better in other situations, but I felt like this situation needed to be like a calmer one the whole time through, not just having this random song like da 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 da. I'm like, whoa, I can hardly read with this song. I had to turn it down. I hope you guys have enjoyed Soul of Winter, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.